for it for our personal life. So today we're going to talk about an industry update. So the world is a bit of a crazy place right now, isn't it? So for logisticians coming out of COVID and the market turning back to some sort of normality, certainly in ocean freight procurement, we thought 2024 was going to be a nice and calm year in favor of the buyer. But then we had the Red Sea crisis rearing its head late December last year, with carriers and freight forwarders having to reroute their cargo away from the Suez Canal and charging sometimes quite significant surcharges. And with Chinese New Year nearly upon us, things are really far from calm. So several wars are being fought in the world right now. So what we could do is we could ask why. Well, simply put, a war occurs because one party believes they are right, another party believes they're right, and they're trying to convince each other that they are right and the opposite party is wrong. Very much, really, like an argument in your personal life. You think you're right, you believe the other person is wrong, and you're trying to convince the other one of your point of view, and vice versa. And hey presto, an argument ensues. So let's explore that a little bit more. So here is a book, a notebook. Now, which side would you say this is? You'll probably say that it's left. And I say it's right. So we're both right, aren't we? It totally depends on where we are looking from. Literally, it depends on your point of view. Now, look straight ahead of you and notice three things that you see. Now turn 180 degrees, and can you still see those three things? Nope, right? But they're still there, aren't they? So now that you've turned around 180 degrees, notice three things that you can see. Could you see them before? I don't think so. You can turn back now. So here's another one to check, to do. So look around you and see how many red things you can see. Let's take a few moments. How many red things can you see? You ready? How many green things did you see? I bet that there weren't many green things that you noticed, right? Now, look around you again. How many green things do you see now? So the thing is that when we're looking for something specific, we filter out anything that does not relate to what we're looking for. But it doesn't mean it's not there, does it? It's like when you're thinking of buying maybe a specific car. All of a sudden, you see those cars everywhere. And I remember when I was pregnant with my son, more than 21 years ago now, all of a sudden I saw babies and prams and mums and pregnant ladies everywhere. And I'd never seen them before. Now that's interesting, don't you think? So let's get back to arguing then. So you have your filters, and you may call them your conditioning, your programming. It really dictates the way you think about things and what you notice. And they, the other person, has their filters. So you have your point of view, they have their point of view, literally. So we would call this perception. Now, perception is one of what we call our 6 mental muscles. Did you actually know that you have mental muscles? Because most people don't realize that they have those, right? So if you change your perception, you start filtering differently. You start noticing different things, and you start seeing the world in a different way. Now, Wayne Dyer used to say, when you change the way you look at a thing, the thing you look at changes. And that is so very true, isn't it? Now that you know this, you really never have to argue with anyone again. And then life becomes much easier and much more fun. So what is something that you want to argue about? Something you see as negative, maybe. Now change your perception. Think of it in a different, more empowering way. See, now you feel better, don't you? And now you've changed your perception, you will respond very differently, and you will start to take a different type of action. So then the world around you changes, right? I absolutely love those mental muscles. And the other ones, by the way, are imagination, reason, will, memory, and intuition. So if you want to know more about those, then reach out. And in my coaching, we actually train these 6 mental muscles like you would a mental muscle in your body when you go to the gym, for instance. So let's have a quick look at imagination. So we all use our imagination all the time. But are you using it to limit you, or are you using it to empower you? Now, are you using your imagination to imagine what you don't want, which is what most people do, or what you do want? Now, remember, everything is created twice. First, in your imagination, everything was first a thought. Someone thought about it first, and then we see it in our physical world. So ask yourself, what are you imagining? That's it for today. So start exploring how you can change your perception and improve your life. And the thing is that when you're improving your life, you will automatically improve the life of everybody else around you too. Next week, we're going to talk about contracts. It's basically a refresher from what we talked about in the October Lite Bytes. So I look forward to seeing you next week, same time, same place. And in the meantime, as always, enjoy your lunch. Bon appetit.